Hello everyone, myself Professor Nagri SS from KG Somaya College, Kopargaon. In this today's lecture number 4, we are going to study the next important type of the chromatography from the chapter, that is paper chromatography. So this paper chromatography we have to study in this lecture. So let us start today's lecture. Now, as far as this paper chromatography is to be considered, we are interested to know the principle of this particular chromatography. It is a technique in which the analysis of an unknown substance is carried out mainly by the flow of solvent on specially designed filter paper. In this chromatography, we have to analyze the unknown substance, and this analysis can be carried out by a specially designed filter paper. So first of all, it is very much clear to us that this chromatography is again used for the analysis of the unknown substance. It is a kind of liquid-liquid partition chromatography. It belongs to the liquid-liquid type of partition chromatography. It involves two phases. One is the stationary phase and second is a mobile phase. Stationary phase is water and mobile phase is a mixture of one or more solvents and water. Filter paper is used as a solid support to the stationary liquid phase. So this is a simple principle of this particular paper chromatography. So in this case, we can understand from this particular simple principle that this is first a type of liquid-liquid partition type of chromatography. It involves the two phases. One is the stationary phase, second one is the mobile phase. Stationary phase is a water, while the mobile phase is a mixture of one or more solvents and water. Then this filter paper is used as a support to the stationary liquid phase. A filter paper is used in the form of rectangular sheet. Your filter paper must be in a size of rectangular sheet. The mobile phase moves over the stationary phase by capillary action. So this capillary action takes place in the case of this particular mobile phase. In paper chromatography, the separation is based on the differences in distribution, that is solubility, of the solutes in the two liquid phases. So as far as the separation technique of this particular chromatography is to be considered, so this separation is based upon the differences in distribution, and this distribution is nothing but the solubility. So those solids which are present in a mixture in a particular sample have the different solubility, and this is the basis of separation of the mixture into the constituent components. The solutes which are more soluble in a stationary phase move slowly. Those solutes which are more soluble in a stationary phase, they move very slowly, while the solutes which are more soluble in a mobile phase move fast. So this is a difference between the solubility of the solutes, whether they are soluble in a stationary phase or in a mobile phase. The different solutes move at different rates and appear as spots at different places on paper. So at the last, we can say that the solutes which are present in a particular mixture sample have the different rate of distribution or rate of solubility, and that's why these use the different spots at different places on a particular rectangular sheet or particular filter paper. So this is the principle of particular chromatography, that is called as the paper chromatography. The next important point from this paper chromatography is the steps in paper chromatography. Following are the important steps in paper chromatography. So as far as the application of this particular paper chromatography is to be considered, how to carried out, or how to take this paper chromatography, or how to study the technique paper chromatography. So it involves some steps. So these are the some important steps involved in a paper chromatography. The first one is application of sample on paper. Second one is saturation of the tank. Third important step is development of the chromatogram. Next one is location of spots, and the last one is measurement of RF values and identification of the solutes. So these are the 5 important steps in which we have to carry out the paper chromatography technique. This is the simple figures for the different steps of the paper chromatography. The first one is spotting of the sample solution. So in the first step, we have to give the spotting of the sample solution. So these are the spots of the particular sample solution. So we have to give the spots from the 2 centimeter height from this bottom. So this first step called as the spotting of the sample solution. In the second step, it is called as the paper chromatographic setup. So this is the actual setup of this particular paper chromatography, in which this is a developing solvent is there at the bottom of this jar or on this tank. This is a tank. This is a paper support. We have to give some support for this particular paper. So this is a paper chromatographic setup. The third important figure is ascending development. So after the setup of this particular paper chromatography, we have to carry out this third step, in which ascending development can be takes place. So we have to insert this particular paper in a particular solvent, then the rising of this particular solvent can takes place. That's why it is a ascending development. Next one is descending development, in which we have to invert this filter paper, and from this particular filter paper, the solvent or the particular aqueous phase get rises. So this is a fourth important step of this particular paper chromatography, called as the descending development. So in this case, it is a descending development, while in this case, it is a ascending development. The next one important point from this paper chromatography technique, one important step is identification of components. The results of chromatography separation are expressed in terms of RF values. RF is the short form of retardation factor. This RF is called as the retardation factor. Now how to define this RF? RF is defined as the ratio of distance traveled by the given substance from the origin to the distance traveled by the moving solvent. So RF is nothing but the one ratio of distance. So two type of the distance we have to take. One is distance traveled by the given substance from the origin to the distance traveled by the moving solvent. So RF is equal to distance traveled by the substance divided by distance traveled by the solvent. RF value is always less than 1. If we take the RF value of a particular substance, it is always less than 1. In case of compounds which are highly soluble in mobile phase, the RF values are nearly equal to 1. But a cases in which if a given compound or given substance, if it is a highly soluble in a mobile phase, then and then only the RF values are nearly equal to 1. So this RF value is very much important in order to study the different spots obtained on a particular filter paper in paper chromatography. The last important point from this paper chromatography is nothing but the applications. So what are the different applications of this particular paper chromatography? So these are some important applications among that. The first one is it is used for separation of very small amounts of substances. So we can study the given substances on a very small scale. So it is very useful technique for studying a sample with a very less amount. Second important application is it is used for separating amino acids. If we have a mixture of amino acids, it is very much easy to separate that mixture of amino acids by using this paper chromatography. The third one is two-dimensional chromatography is used for separating complex mixtures such as protein hydrolysates. The fourth one is it is used for separation of organic as well as the inorganic substances. So this is an important application of this particular chromatography, that is useful for separation both organic as well as the inorganic substances. And the last one is it has also been used in the analysis of mixture of sugars. If we have a mixture of sugars, then it is useful to analyze this particular mixture with the help of paper chromatography. So these are the some highlighted or important applications of the technique paper chromatography. So in this lecture we studied one important type of the chromatography, that is called as the paper chromatography, in which we study what is in by paper chromatography, what is the principle of paper chromatography, what are the different steps of paper chromatography, what are the different steps in types of the figure representation, and the last one is what are the important applications of the paper chromatography. I hope you understand this lecture very well. If you like this video, please like it, share it, and if you cannot subscribe my YouTube channel then please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for getting the notification for the upcoming video lectures. So with this, I stop here. Thank you so much.